so a couple of things I've got now. 360 grit sandpaper, I'm going to need that, and just a normal straight file, nothing fancy, nothing complicated. And the other thing you're going to need is a normal straight edge or a square, and then we should be good to go. So what I'm going to do, just going to have a look here. Where do I need to go? So the high spot is on this side. If we go across this way, it's actually pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a black marker and just mark on this side. So I've colored the whole thing blue, and what I want to do while I'm busy filing, I only want to take away there where it is high. So I want to leave the black on this side and only take away the high on that side. See. Let's lower this a bit, then we'll get less vibration. So let me show you what it's going to look like. So there you'll see I've now mainly taken away on that side. Now put the square on now. Now the high spot is sitting just to the left hand side of that bore at the moment. Well, as you're looking at it on the right hand side. So what I'm going to do now that I know it's in the middle, I'm going to just even out the strokes. I want to touch the middle piece, and then also eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to catch this side and that side. So let's make a little black line here, just on the outside, because I don't want to take more away on the outside. So that looks pretty good. We've got it pretty square. Let's put a square on here. There you can see it's still a little bit high on that side. And there it's more or less right. There it's perfect. A little bit high on this side here. Tiny little bit. So let's keep going. So the other thing that we also want to make sure we do, so you'll see there's small little marks there, and that's actually from the saw. So we want to get rid of that as well. Okay. Alright, so a very important reason. Alright, there you can see. So there's still a slight, very slight. So when we hold this up in the light, we don't want to see any light coming through on either side. And this is much easier on a lathe than doing it by hand, but it is possible to do it by hand. Like I said, just need to be nice and patient and we'll get it perfect. Alright, so the reason that this needs to be 100% square is what happens if it's not square. Then when your pellet leaves the barrel, it's going to leave the barrel at an off-center position, and that means it might not always catch the rifling as it leaves at the same spot, and that will lead to inaccuracy. So we definitely need to make that as square as possible. Alright, so because I'm so close, what I'm going to do now, and you can use something like this. I just don't have enough sandpaper for that now, so you can also just use something, anything that's square. I'm going to put this on my file, just like that. I'm just going to gently sand this. This is 360 grit sandpaper. But it's not as aggressive as the file itself. Alright, let's have a look. So you'll see even the file marks are now almost gone. It's nice and clean. Just want to break these corners because that can give me a false reading. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so we still have a little bit of a high spot on this side. What I'm going to do, just going to put our marker on there again. So when it comes to this filing, just keep going. This will take a lot of patience, takes a lot of time, but just keep going. The rewards will be worth the effort, and you might even take longer than I'm going to take here, but you'll see it will be worth it in the long run. Right, we're now super close. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to the sandpaper. Because we don't want to remove too much material, just a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm holding this down to try and keep it 100% flush. So I want to say this is almost the most critical part of this whole job. And that's perfect, absolutely perfect. There you can see what it looks like now. So you could keep on polishing it if you wanted to get it even more finished, but for me, I'm happy with it as it is. So you could even take this step further and go to maybe a 600 sandpaper or something like that. But for my purposes, 360 is going to be more than good enough. Alright, so now on to the next step. It's now to do that crown. So this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, but actually easier than this step that we've just taken. For the next step, you're going to need just some double-sided tape. We're going to use again of that same same sandpaper that we had. Just going to stick a little bit of a piece on here. Just like that. That I'm going to cut it into small blocks. I think I'm going to just make 2 out of this one. Right, so there you got a small little block like that, 360 grit sandpaper, double-sided tape at the back, and the other piece you're going to need is a little brass screw like this. So let me just give you the sizes of this, so that if you're looking for one, you can find one. Okay, so the outside diameter of this head is just under 8 millimeters. So anything, it needs to be a little bit bigger than your bore, but at the same time it doesn't need to be way bigger. So what we're actually using on this is this angle or the shape of this head over here. That's what we're using to be able to do that crowning. Alright, so let's get cracking. What I'm going to do, just take this off here, and we're just going to stick it directly onto the head, just like that. Nothing fancy. Then we're going to take our drill, put it in here, okay. So I'm just going to set it down to 1 speed at this stage, and what we're going to do, I'm going to push this into the hole, not too much pressure, just a little bit of pressure, and then we're going to drill with kind of a rotating motion. You do not want to just hold it in one position when you're drilling. Even if you hold it square, it's going to make the hole kind of like a clover shape. So so we want to just be able to move it around. Okay, let me just check that. Alright, so we look good. Just going to put it in like this. See. Okay, there she's starting to come nicely. Just going to put this up a little bit. Okay, let's put on the next piece. Oh man, that's looking good. Can go a little bit longer. Alright, let me show you what that looks like. There you go. How's that? Looks pretty good to me. So, I guess the only thing that's left to do now is to test it. Let's see if the accuracy improved. Definitely the looks improved. So let's hope the accuracy as well. When you see me again, we'll be shooting that group. Right, hey everyone, so I've got the gun back assembled and I am super chuffed. Look how nice that came out. Definitely happy with that. Now all that's left is to test. Hopefully it's at least the same accuracy, hopefully a bit better. And if I look at those groups, the JTS didn't do too well. So I know these are great in PCPs, so I wonder why it's not doing too well in the Springer, but I know that this gun also likes the JSB 18 grains, the heavies. So, but let's test the Pro Match. I'm going to shoot a group on the same target that I shot earlier, so you'll be able to compare it to that's there already. I haven't changed any aim points, nothing on this. So what you see is exactly hot off the press, as they call it. So let's see how we do. All right, let's have a look. First one, a little bit lower point of impact. Second one, just above that, so still looking good. Third one, basically the same hole as the second one. Fourth one dropped a little bit low, but the group's still tighter than the initial group. The last one a little bit high. So at this point, obviously we haven't improved the accuracy by any means. So I thought what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot a couple of shots, make sure that I get a couple through the barrel, just to clean out that little bit of marks or burring that would have been on the end where we did the actual crown. And then I also just moved the zero a little bit closer to where we can expect it. And then I decided, okay, let's shoot another group. Let's see what happened. Alright, so let's see what happens. Shot 1, more or less where I was aiming. Shot 2, right next to it. Shot 3, slightly above. Shot 4, also a little bit higher and left. Shot 5, a little bit above that. And then shot 6, basically through the same hole. Alright, so as you could see from those two groups, definitely bang on. I think actually better than what it was before. And doesn't it just look better? Absolutely love it. So happy I did this. And definitely I think this rifle is going to see a little bit more work since I've done that to it. So till next time guys, happy shooting. Hope you enjoyed this series. See you around. Ciao for now.